Alright guys, I'm putting my RMZ250 up for sale. I love absolutely everything about this bike, but I've owned it for since new. It's an '04. The frame is an '04. The engine's been updated to everything pretty much 2008, all the way in the top end. Has a brand new key and carb on there. The cylinder, as you can see, it's a little bit lighter color than the bottom end. Brand new cylinder. It's bored out to a 262cc. And the head, it's a brand new head. This year it was known for having soft valve seat material that crumbled, and so it kind of got a bad rap from that. And so this has been updated, and like I said, it's off an '08. Not only is it the updated head, which has better oiling, which keeps it cooler, revised ports. The ports are different shape than the '04. So all the problems that are known to the '04 don't exist anymore. We upgraded it with the most bronze, was it copper bronze alloy valve seats, so you're not going to have any of the problem that this bike has been notorious for. It's all been fixed, and not only does it have the copper bronze alloy valve seats, but also the valve guides. On the intake port on this bike has been known to wear more than the exhaust. So we put stainless steel with heavy duty springs, the racing springs on the intake side, and the exhaust side we just left titanium. So it's got new head, all that work done, CNC valve job. So it's got like the 5 radius CNC. The seats were cut with the CNC machine, and all new valves. So the most expensive part of the bike was just updated and fixed, and I have all the receipts from Millennium Technologies to prove that. The back, we got an 18-inch. It's been upgraded to an 18-inch. Right now it's set up for the woods. So new tires. It's got a few rides on it, but as you can see, it's new. Also, you can still see the knobbies on the front is new there. It's got a titanium mid-pipe header with our carbon fiber header guard, pro circuit water pump, which lets you actually change the oil without having to drain the coolant, which is kind of an annoying thing how they had it stock. Enduro engineering aluminum skid plate. We got this unbreakable brake tip that pivots and springs out. The adjustable brake clevis, the works connection, reservoir guards, Race Tech, gold valves on the rear shock, and also we got Race Tech suspension gold valves up front with a custom shim stack valved custom valve job for about 170 pounds. I had them do kind of like a mid-grade setup, so it's got a good amount of adjustability. You can turn the clickers in, firm it up, take it out on the motocross track, and it'll do fine. And then you could loosen it all up and go out in the woods, and you'll soak up every bump and rock and plow through everything. Some of the best suspension I've ever ridden. It's got rubber mounted triple clamps matching. So you can see it's got the upper and lower aftermarket black triple clamps. and then the rubber mounted, so it takes off a nice amount of vibration out. It's also wired up for right here. It's got a regulated rectifier and a lighting stator on it. So right now it has a headlight. It's wired up for a headlight. These are the connections. All you gotta do is put one on the positive, one on the negative. It's wired up for a 2-bulb light, but you can just use one on the sides if you just have one bulb. And there's no horn on it now, but it's powered for a horn, and you could use this switch. So if you wanted to make it full on street legal, you can, this is the blinker here. I'm sorry, the top one's the blinker, and then the horn, and then the red one's the lights. So this is not hooked up now, but it's wired to right here, so you can hook it up if you want. Let's see. This is a Pro Circuit adjustable clutch perch with hot start lever, and the pull is super light on it. It's actually lighter than most of the hydraulic clutches that I've used because of this right here. This is an easy pull clutch system, and I just had wrist surgery, and I could do one finger pull on here, so. Unbreakable lever. Let's see, what else do we got? We got the fan here, brand new fan. There wasn't a different one on, but it blew out after about 3 years. So this is wired up to. It's another reason why, if you've ever ridden a 4-stroke in the woods, they sometimes overheat, especially if you get caught in mud and your back tire's spinning. So this is plumbed up. There's a thermostat here, and these are oversized radiators. But as soon as the temp gets to a certain temperature, as soon as the coolant gets to a certain temperature, the thermostat will open up, complete the circuit. That'll kick the fan on. And then it'll go on until it cools, and then when it hits a certain temperature, it will go ahead and turn off, and it'll do all that on its own. You don't have to mess with it. So that keeps it cool. Another reason it doesn't have any problems, like some of the ones that don't have fans on it can get hot and do damage to the engine, but this doesn't have that problem. So this is all removable. So this is a quiet core insert in here, and it's also got a screen on there, a spark arrestor, so you can pull that out and open it up if you're riding motocross or something like that. It's got a 09 kickstart on it. It's got a little bit, actually a lot better bend to it than the original one. The original one, when you kick down, your foot would hit the foot peg. It was like right there. So this one just goes out a little bit further, so it keeps your boot away from the foot peg like that. So that's about it. It's at $2,200, and it's got everything that the closest thing you could find to this would be like a 250X CF from KTM, or the YZ250FX. They all have the same 18-inch rear tire, and basically set up for the off-road like this with the fan. I'm not even sure the FX or the XCF come stock with a fan. I probably do, but we also have the rear rotor guard. I don't like the wavy rotors because if something does catch them, they bend easier. because as it goes in there, it'll deflect off the curved part. So I like running straight rotors. They don't look as cool, but practically I think they work better. It's also a Guts Racing seat foam. So, and it's been shaved down just just a little bit too. These right here are just like homemade steg pegs. So as you're riding, the back of your boot rests against that. Kind of hard to see, but what that does is when you're standing up and you're posting, it takes some of the, you don't have to use your arms as much to hold on to the handlebars. You could use your legs some more. So it helps conserve energy in your arms, reduce arm pump. Any questions? Hit me up.